My ex turned my kids against me and told everyone I was trash. Now they're all begging to reconnect. I'm not interested. Hello Reddit I plus here. I'm a 39-year-old man. I was married for over a decade to my high school sweetheart, and we have 2 kids together. Lucas, 14 months, and Emma, 11 months. We divorced 5 years ago, and the aftermath nearly destroyed me. Here's what happened. When my ex, Amanda, and I started having problems, I chalked it up to stress. I was working long hours trying to support the family. She started going out more, staying up late, hiding her phone. I knew something was off, but I didn't want to believe the worst. Then one day, I came home early from work and found another man, let's call him Tony, in our living room, shirtless, relaxed, like he lived there. Amanda swore up and down that they were just friends and that I was being paranoid. I wasn't. I filed for divorce within the week, but Amanda had a plan. She turned it into a full-blown smear campaign. She told our kids I left because I didn't want to be a father anymore. She told our friends and family that I had been the cheater, that I was emotionally abusive, that I abandoned them. She even faked screenshots of texts to make it look like I was sexting someone named Jade. Yeah, she got creative. She got full custody. I got every other weekend. At first, I showed up for everything. Never missed a pickup. Tried to keep things normal, but the kids were cold. Emma wouldn't hug me. Lucas would barely look at me. They started calling me Mark instead of Dad. Then one day, Amanda just stopped sending them. I had to fight in court just to see them again. And when I finally did, they told me flat out they didn't want to come anymore. Emma looked me in the eyes and said, "Mom said you left because you hated us." I cried in the bathroom that night. Eventually, I stopped fighting. Not because I didn't care, but because the fight was killing me. I stopped calling. I stopped texting. I moved 2 towns over. I changed jobs, got an apartment, started therapy, and eventually got better. I even met someone, Maya. She's calm, kind, and knows the whole story. For the first time in years, I felt okay. Then, 3 months ago, I get a call from an unknown number. It was Lucas. He sounded older, sadder. He said, "I know you probably don't want to talk to me, but I'm sorry." Turns out Amanda's life completely unraveled. Tony cheated on her. She got a DUI. CPS got involved. The kids were sent to live with Amanda's parents. That's when the truth started coming out. They found old photos. Letters I wrote them. They asked questions. Emma emailed me too. Said she was sorry she didn't believe me. That she missed me. Even Amanda reached out. Said she's in therapy and working on herself and wanted to meet for coffee to talk about everything. Her parents wrote me a letter, begging me to give them all another chance. And here's where most people expect me to say I took them back. Right? I didn't. I told Lucas and Emma that I forgave them, that none of this was their fault, but that I wasn't ready to jump back into a relationship. Too much time had passed, too much damage. I spent years grieving them. I can't undo all that because now they're ready. I didn't respond to Amanda at all. Not even to say no. I know some people will think I'm bitter. Maybe I am, but I rebuilt myself from nothing while they were living in lies. Now that I'm finally whole again, I won't crack myself open just because they decided I'm worth their time now. I still love my kids. I'll always love them. But that doesn't mean I owe them access to me. It's been a little over 6 months since I posted, and I honestly didn't expect it to get the kind of attention it did. I read almost every comment. Yes, even the ones calling me cold. And I sat with all of it. That post wasn't easy to write. I was angry, yeah, but I was mostly exhausted. You reach a point after years of being vilified, erased, and rewritten out of your own children's lives, where the only thing you know how to do is survive. So I built walls. And I kept my distance. But like all walls, eventually something cracks them. Here's how that happened. It started with a message. Lucas texted me first. Simple. Just, "Hey, would you be willing to meet up with just me? No pressure. Just to talk." I stared at it for almost an hour. I'd imagined this moment so many times over the years. I'd picture them showing up at my door, apologizing, crying, begging for forgiveness, and I'd be stoic, unshaken. I'd finally get to win. But when it actually happened, when my son reached out after 5 years of radio silence and blame, I didn't feel victorious. I felt terrified. Terrified that it was a trap, or a guilt play, or worse, that he'd come just to say something cruel. Because that's happened before. They've called me names I wouldn't repeat to strangers. They've looked at me like I wasn't human, but I said yes. He showed up alone, and older. Lucas is 17 now, taller than me. Hair shaggy, dark circles under his eyes. He looked haunted, and that broke me. We met at a diner. Neutral ground, just in case. I had all my defenses up. I was ready for a confrontation, a script. Instead, we sat in silence for almost 10 minutes before he finally said, "I remember things now, things I didn't understand before." That one sentence cracked something in me. He talked, and I listened. Really listened. He told me about the day Amanda made him delete every message I sent, about how she cried after court and told him I was trying to destroy her, about how she called me a narcissist, said I was dangerous, said I didn't love them. He told me how he used to cry at night because he missed me, but was too scared to say it out loud. By the time he finished, both of us were crying. A week later, Emma messaged me. Emma was 15 when the divorce happened. She's 20 now. She's always been more like Amanda, tough exterior, guarded, quick to shut down emotionally. So when she texted, I didn't expect much. "Lucas told me he saw you. I don't know what I want yet, but I think I need to see you too." When she showed up, she was cold. Not mean, just tense. We sat on the park bench where we used to feed ducks when she was little. She didn't say much at first, but then she looked at me and said, "She made me hate you." And I believed every word. And then she broke down. She told me how she's been in therapy for over a year now, that she started questioning things when she moved out, and realized how much of her view of the world was shaped by Amanda's bitterness, that she felt like a pawn in a war I didn't even enlist in. We talked for hours. She said, "I don't expect you to forgive me. I just needed to tell you I'm sorry. And you know what? That was enough." Amanda, of course, made her move. It didn't take long. After she found out both kids had seen me, she reached out. First with guilt, "You're tearing them away from me." Then manipulation, "I never kept them from you, you just gave up." And finally, apology. And when none of that worked, she showed up at my apartment. Maya answered the door. Calm, poised, firm. Told Amanda she wasn't welcome, and she needed to leave. Amanda asked to speak to me. Maya said I didn't want to speak to her, and she was right. Amanda stood there, trying to look tearful, trying to act like the victim again. I didn't come out. I didn't need to. 2 weeks later, a letter came in the mail. From Amanda. It was different. Less angry. Less performative. She admitted to letting her bitterness eat her alive. To poisoning our kids with her hurt. To choosing revenge over peace. She wrote, "I know I lost the best version of you, and I'm sorry that I took that version away from Lucas and Emma too. I haven't responded. I might never. The kids and I are slowly rebuilding. Lucas comes by most weekends now. We cook, play old video games, watch terrible movies like we used to. He still flinches when I say, 'I'm proud of you,' like he's not used to hearing it. Emma is slower to trust, but she's trying. She calls me sometimes when she's overwhelmed. We text. She sent me a picture of the birthday card I gave her when she was 12. The one she thought Amanda threw out. Turns out she kept it hidden in a shoebox. It's not perfect. There are awkward moments. Guilt hangs in the air sometimes like fog, but we're trying, and that's everything. So where do I stand now? I'm not angry anymore. I'm still hurt, still healing, still rebuilding the version of myself that existed before I was ripped to shreds by someone I once loved. But I'm not bitter. I don't want revenge. I just want peace, and I'm finding it, slowly, through therapy, through Maya, who has been endlessly patient and supportive, through reconnecting with Lucas and Emma, not as the kids I once raised, but as the young adults they've become. As for Amanda, I wish her healing too, just not in my orbit. Moreover, my kids saw the truth for themselves. They came back, not perfectly, not all at once, but they came. We're rebuilding. Amanda tried to reinsert herself, but I held my ground. And now, for the first time in a decade, I'm living in something that feels a whole lot like peace.